Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about the match between FC Barcelona and Getafe. Barcelona will be facing Getafe in about 24 hours. Barcelona will be playing at the Camp Nou, so it should be a very exciting match. Now in the previous two games that Getafe has played, they have lost twice, and if you look at the goals that Getafe conceded and how they defended, Getafe is a team that does have defensive flaws, and you look at where Getafe commits those flaws, it is on their right side. Between the right back and the right center back, they do have some major problems, and so this is an opportunity for Barcelona to actually win 3 points. Barcelona do have the capability to capitalize off of the defensive flaws that Getafe does currently have. But one thing that we must get very clear is that this is also a Barcelona team that did not show a lot of promise in the previous two games. Now I know that Barcelona has not lost yet. We have not seen Barcelona lose 2-1 or 1-0 or 3-0, but I believe that the reason why Barcelona does not look that promising at this very moment is because of how Barcelona won in their first match and how Barcelona tied in their second match. That is what gets very worrying. Now in this season that we are currently in, this is not, right? This is not considered as a transitional season. In the previous season that we did have, which was the 2020-2021 season, that was Koeman's transition season. That was Koeman's first season. And so in this second season under Ronald Koeman, I do expect to see some improvements in certain areas. Like for example, we want to see a team that does very great at playing out from the back. We have not seen that yet. We have seen Barcelona struggle coming out from the back, but we want to see a team that can do that. We want to see a team that's very decisive in the box. We have Memphis Depay, and we also do have Sergio Aguero, and we also do want to see a team that does have a overwhelming amount of young talented midfielders. That is what we do want to see in this second season, is to improve in these certain areas, because we did not have these type of things in the previous season, but now we do. We do have the quality and enough material in this squad to be very successful, and so I do expect this Barcelona team under Koeman to be much better. But the reason why I am saying this, right, and why I am adding so much emphasis on Barcelona improving in the second season is because what I did here in Koeman's press conference about 6 to 7 hours ago was something that did not resonate with me so well, and I'm going to be explaining why I am saying this. So Ronald Koeman did speak on Ansu Fati, Pjanic, Umtiti. He talked about the current state of this club and the game itself. He talked about various topics, but again, there was one thing that did not resonate with me very well and with some Barcelona fans, and I'm going to be reading you guys exactly what he did say in this press conference. Now, whatever I am going to be saying here and what Koeman did say, this is basically the reason why I just do not see Koeman to be the preferred coach or man in charge of FC Barcelona, and this is also the reason why I do not fully back Ronald Koeman to lead this Barcelona squad. Now, am I going to be backing Koeman for tomorrow's night's match against Getafe? Yes, of course, everyone should be backing Koeman. But when it comes to looking at this whole season as a whole, right, at the end of the day, when this season is done, many are going to be coming into a conclusion that Koeman was never the man in charge to lead this Barcelona team into a dominant FC Barcelona. The reporter did ask Koeman, many clubs have had a very busy summer, but why not FC Barcelona? And this is what Koeman had to say. Well, everyone wants the best for their club, and I can understand that it's very frustrating because we currently cannot compete financially with various clubs. We have to be realistic with the situation that this club is in. And then the reporter asked him, so what do you think about this being your transition season? Is this also going to be considered as a transitional year? And this is what Koeman had to say, and I want you guys to really listen very carefully. I don't like to think about not winning anything. We are a big club and have to show a winning mentality, but we have to be realistic. We know that we no longer have the best player in the world, and now we have to improve in other aspects. Now, looking at this whole statement as a whole, right, this is the reason why I do believe that Koeman is not the man to bring confidence back into this Barcelona squad, and I'm going to be separating this into two different points. Point number one, the fact that Koeman had to point out that this club is not a club that can compete against other clubs financially. Like, are you not happy with the squad that you currently do have? Do you want to sign more players? Which I do believe is true, because we did hear reports in this past week that Ronald Koeman was pushing for this club to look for another striker, when we already do have players within this squad that can do the job. But you want to push this club to spend more money on another striker. That makes no sense. What Koeman does want here is for this club to compete for high signings with the likes of Chelsea, Man City, Manchester United, with Real Madrid. He wants Barcelona in that position. Now, of course, right? Of course, we want to see Barcelona in that position where we could compete for those high signings, where they do cost 70 120 to 130 million euros. But when you know, right, when Koeman knows that there is no money in this Barcelona squad, when you know that there are only 3 days left within this transfer window, and the fact that you want to say exactly this within this time frame, those are basically excuses. Because the fact that you said this, right, I do believe that it is more about when you said this than what you said. Those are excuses because there are only 3 days left. You know that Barcelona has no money, but the fact that you want to say this and give this excuse, that is basically a coach giving out excuses, and that is not what Barcelona is. If you were to ask me, okay, then what would you have said in this situation? I would have said, look, Barcelona cannot compete with certain signings financially. We do not have the money, but we also do have the material in this squad to still compete moving forward. We are not a club that has to be spending 100 million euros every season to be one of the best in the world. We have those quality players already in our disposal. So now I do want to move on to point number 2, and I'm going to be reading again exactly what Koeman did say and what I do want to speak on. And I'm talking about this section here, and it says, we are a big club and have to show a winning mentality, but we have to be realistic, right? We have to be realistic. We know that we no longer have the best player in the world, and now we have to improve in other aspects. Now let's stop right there just for a second, right? Because the fact that you have to say that we have to be realistic only because you do not have the best player in the world at the moment or anymore, that is again putting out the confidence away from these squad players to say that this is a squad that was missing things and is currently missing things only because you do not have the best player in the world. When you already have the goals within Memphis Depay, the goals within Ansu Fati, the goals within Sergio Aguero, when you already have the creativity that Messi did have coming from Ricky Puig and Pedri and Nico Gonzalez and Gavi, these players can amount towards the numbers that Messi was putting out at Barcelona. Yes, it does take more players to bring out the numbers that Messi was bringing, but that is what makes a team. That is what makes a team very solid. What it seems here is that Koeman does put more power and admiration towards a individual player than a actual team. And that is one of the biggest problems, right? Is that this is a Barcelona team that can actually put the exact same type of numbers in a season, but spread out into multiple players, right? We do not necessarily have to have the best player in the world when we already do have quality players within this squad. But Koeman does not see that. Koeman sees that we have to be realistic, right? We have to say that we have to know exactly where our level is at because we do not have a certain player. And let me paint you guys this picture, right? To show you guys exactly what I am talking about. Let's imagine that we all go back in time. We go back into the time of 2007 and we knew exactly what Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Messi, Pedro, Puyol are all going to become. Like, we all know exactly what their history is going to be, and we went back in time. And just imagine, the only thing that does change is that instead of hiring Pep Guardiola, Barcelona decides to hire Ronald Koeman back in 2007 or 2008. And he says this: we no longer have the best player in the world, so we do have to be realistic. So just imagine the coach says that when you know exactly what the players could become, like Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Messi, Pedro, and Puyol. Imagine Barcelona had a coach like that and hired a coach like that back in 2008. Barcelona would have never become the Barcelona that we knew back in 2008 through 2012, because again, the coach did not believe in the players that he had in his disposal. He believed that he needed that individual to be at that level that Barcelona should be in. And so this is going to be something that is not going to be talked about today. I understand that many are going to be saying, Kevin, why are you so negative? Kevin, why you always point out the bad things? Well, this is going to be things that is going to be talked about much later, because when we actually do see Barcelona struggle, and when we actually do see Barcelona struggle to compete for the Champions League or to go into first place within La Liga, then we're going to go back and look at this whole season and ask, why did this happen? How did this happen? And now we are seeing here today in this video the first reason on why Barcelona were unable to compete. So as for tomorrow's game, I hope that we do get a win. I hope that Koeman does change his mindset and takes this serious and actually bets on his players, because again, we do have the players to bring a great season. Frankie de Jong is back. He has been training with Memphis Depay. He is in the squad list. As for players like Felipe Coutinho, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, and Mingueza, they have all received the green light. There is more material that Koeman can work with, and there is going to continue to be more players coming back like Ansu Fati, Dembele, and Sergio Aguero. Many great players that Joan Laporta is putting in together. But what we do have to do is to actually use these players right and bring the best out of each player individually. But that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona Daily News. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.